Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and today I want to talk a little bit about transgender representation in the media. Recently, in my Gay Straight Alliance Club at school, we have been talking about LGBT representation in the media, and we got on the topic of transgender representation, and that definitely really caught my attention. And I found it really weird that there is really not a lot of representation, like, at all. When I was younger, I didn't really realize that there was no representation. I didn't really understand, like, what it felt like to have representation in the media. So it never really occurred to me that there was no representation and how much that sucks, because I was never really aware of it and I didn't really care that much. Before I started transitioning, I never noticed it and I never thought about it that much. But after talking about it in a group and with a whole bunch of other people and hearing what they have to say about it, it definitely made me realize that there really is no representation for trans people in the media, and it sucks. And I didn't realize how much it sucked until I found a trans character and started to, like, love them, and then they died. That's the only representation that I had, and they're dead, and now there's none. So that sucks. The character that I'm specifically talking about is Adam from Degrassi, who is one of the very, very, very few trans men in the media. There are a lot more trans women in the media than there are trans men, which I thought was kind of weird. I always thought it was the other way around, but there's definitely a lot more trans women than there are trans men in the media. So there's not a lot of male transgender representation. There is a few, and I could probably count them on my hands. I know that there are quite a few shows that have trans women in them, and that is really awesome. There's really not a lot of trans men in the media, and the only ones that are very big are the ones that are, like, in documentaries. And that's not really, I mean, it is in the media, but it's not like a movie, it's not a TV show, it's just a documentary. The only ones that I know of that are in TV shows are Cole from The Fosters and Adam from Degrassi. Those are honestly the only two trans guys that I have seen on TV. I know that there was a movie recently called About Ray or something with a trans guy in it. That's the only movie that I have found that wasn't a documentary about trans guys. Trans women, on the other hand, definitely have very limited representation in the media as well. I do know a couple that do have trans women, though. There was Sense8, which was an amazing show. There was a trans woman in Orange is the New Black. There was a trans woman in Law and Order, in Royal Pains. There were a couple. And there is also that TV show called Transparent, which I have yet to watch, but it is definitely on my list. There is obviously not a lot of trans representation. So I never really noticed how much it sucked to not have representation until I actually saw the representation. I went, oh my god, that's so cool, I relate to this, they're a really great character, and then, something happens to them, or they die, or they're no longer there, or the show gets canceled, something along those lines. And then it sucks, and I realized that, it sucks that there's not enough representation. And I had never noticed it before, but there really is none, and it sucks for anyone that identifies as trans, so that really sucks. And I didn't realize how much it sucked until I was in a group setting, talking about it with other people, and, seeing how much it affects other people. There are people who were in my group that were talking about how much these LGBT-related characters related to them and how much they meant to them and how much they influenced them and made them feel so much better about themselves. And I think that's seriously incredible, and that there needs to be more of that, because there's not enough of it. There's not a lot of representation, which means there's not people feeling like they can relate. There's people feeling like they don't fit in. They don't have anything to relate to that they see every day in the media, and that sucks. The other thing is that I really wish that there were more, not only transgender representation, but diversity of transgender representation. I, wish that there were more different races or any kind of other diversity, like someone who is not traditionally masculine or traditionally feminine who is still transgender. I know that there was one character, and their name was Unique, and they were on Glee, and they were trans, but I believe they were genderqueer. Not entirely sure, but I know that there was that character. And I absolutely love that that was a character on that show, because they were not just transgender, they were genderqueer, and that is just a whole nother part of the trans community. There are so many other identifications under the transgender umbrella. There are so many other things and so many other diverse identities that are under that umbrella that are not represented at all or talked about at all. And I think that it's really important that there is some kind of diversity in the media, as well as just any kind of LGBT in the media, because it's really important, and there's not enough of it. There's never enough of it. What I think that should be done about that is talking about it. I think that's probably the only way to really get any kind of representation, is to talk about it, and, you know, keep talking about it. Share videos about it, talk to your friends about it, and that's honestly one of the most important things, is to keep talking about issues and, you know, keep bringing it up, discussing it, even if it's just in front of a camera like I'm doing now, because that's all I can do about it. And if I talk about it and I get you guys to talk about it, then it will, you know, move on and on to more people talking about it, and it'll, you know, get into the media and it'll be talked about. So I hope you guys like this little rambly video of me talking about representation. For me, I think it's a big deal and that people should just keep talking about it. So that's why I am making this video, and I hope that it gets you guys talking about it as well. Please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.